People think that the most important thing in neurosurgery is hand dexterity. But I would say that decision making, clarity of thought, and insight is much more important. Surprisingly, one of the best frameworks for those decisions was written 2500 years ago. Let's talk about General Sun Tzu's ancient wisdom. The general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. Thus, many calculations lead to victory and few calculations to defeat. Surgery doesn't start in the operating theatre. It starts from the moment you see the patient. A good neurosurgeon takes into account the patient's complaints, their comorbidities. He does a thorough evaluation of the scans, plans the operation a day ahead, and replays the surgery multiple times in his head the previous night. Only a surgeon who plans ahead will have success. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. Multiple factors are taken into account when deciding a treatment. Good surgeons first do not want to cause harm, and secondly, make decisions based on a risk versus benefit ratio. And with experience, they understand when to operate and when not to. This quote goes hand in hand with the traditional surgical aphorism. Good surgeons know how to operate, better surgeons know when to operate, and the best surgeons know when not to operate. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. This quote deals with two factors for a good outcome. First, we must know the enemy, the pathology that we're dealing with, whether it's a tumor, an aneurysm, or an arteriovenous malformation. A good surgeon has in-depth knowledge regarding it. Secondly, one of the most important traits a surgeon must have is insight. He must know his strengths, his weaknesses, and must know how to navigate them to make sure that the patient is benefited. Not knowing both will lead to a disaster in neurosurgery. The consummate leader cultivates the moral law and strictly adheres to method and discipline. A good surgeon cultivates respect in the entire team. The entire team follows the set protocol from wheeling in the patient, checklists, draping, to the most crucial steps in surgery, like aneurysm clipping. A good surgeon is a leader who sets a high standard for himself and the team, and good outcomes are a result of discipline, defined processes, and repetition. The general, unable to control his irritation, will launch his men to the assault like swarming ants, with the result that 1/3 of his men are slain, while the town still remains untaken. Sometimes things don't go as planned in neurosurgery. A good surgeon must have a calm mind and clarity of thought in the midst of a frustrating event. He must be able to navigate the entire team through the situation and be able to get the patient out safely. This also means that complications must be prepared for preoperatively. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. Neurosurgery has always been at the forefront of research. As neurosurgeons, we are not just here to operate, but to get people better no matter the means. The future goal is to cure diseases with the least invasive methods and maybe without even surgery. And as neurosurgeon scientists, we are constantly working on new effective treatments for our patients. Sun Tzu never wrote about surgery, but he understood something deeper. That victory is not about aggression and just about skill, but it's about judgment.